Well, hey everybody, Mr. Reeves back with you. And today in this video, we're going to be talking about why we flip the inequality sign when we multiply or divide by a negative number. We often just tell students to do it, but we often don't tell students why. All right, so let's take a look here. Right here we have the number line right here. This is actually the coordinate plane, and this is our y-axis, and this is our x-axis. But the x-axis is also what we refer to as the number line, so we're just going to be using the number line part right here. All right, so just a reminder, when we're talking about the number line, as we go to the right, values get larger. And as we go to the left, values get smaller. So this is important to know when we want to compare two numbers in an inequality. So for example, if I have the number 2 and I have the number -4, say, all right, if I want to compare -4 to 2, all right, well, obviously they're not equal, they're not the same number. So the question is -4 less than 2, or is -4 greater than 2? Well, as you can see, as we go to the right, numbers get larger. So that means that -4 is less than 2. -4 is smaller than 2 because as we go this direction, they're smaller, and definitely -4 is going to the left compared to 2. Or we could say 2 is greater than -4 because it's larger. See how it's on the larger side over here and the smaller side there. All right, now let's look at that relationship and let's multiply both of those by -1. So I'm going to have -1 times -4, and I'm going to have -1 times 2, and then down here I'm going to do -1 times 2 and -1 times -4. Well, a negative times a negative is a positive, and when I do that, what do I end up with? I end up with 4, and then here I get -2. When I do this one, I get -2, and here I get 4. So you can see by multiplying by -1, they became the opposite, right? -4 became +4, 2 became -2, and that's always going to happen when you multiply or divide by a negative. The numbers become the opposite. Well, let's go ahead and put these symbols. By the way, here, I'm going to put a T here. Actually, I'm just going to write true. Each of these are true inequalities. So now I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to use that same inequality symbol. I'm going to write -4. All right, excuse me. Now I'm going to write +4 because now it's 4. I'm going to put that same symbol is less than -2. Well, is 4 less than -2? So what do we have now? Now we have 4 and we have -2. All right, so now let me ask you, is 4 less than -2? Well, 4 is over here on the larger side, right? It's getting smaller that way. So now we have a false statement. Or if we look at this one, right, we've got -2 and 4, and if we use that same symbol we used over here, greater than, that is also false, right? -2 is not larger. So by multiplying by a negative, we created values that were the opposite, and we went from something that was true to something that is false. All right, so then the question becomes how to fix it. All right, well, how do you take these false statements and make them true? Well, let me just ask you. All right, these red dots here, how does -2 actually compare to 4? How does 4 compare to 2? So I'm going to write 4 and -2 and -2 and 4. Well, if 4 is not less than -2, 4 must be greater than -2. And if -2 is not greater, it must be less. How to fix it? What do? We reverse the inequality signs. Okay? Or sometimes we call it flip. Flip the inequality sign or reverse the inequality sign. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when you are solving an inequality, if you multiply or divide by a negative value, you must reverse the inequality sign, because what you've done is you've taken a true statement and you've made it false. Well, guess what? When you reverse the inequality sign, then it is true again. So remember, when solving an inequality, if you multiply or divide by a negative, reverse or flip that inequality sign. If it was greater, make it less than. If it was less than, make it greater. If it was greater than or equal to, make it less than or equal to. And if it was less than or equal to, make it greater than or equal to. All right, I hope that makes sense for you. Have a great day. Until next time.